Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about Citrix components. In that, first we are going to see the DDC. What does it mean by DDC and how it works? It's a main component in Citrix environment. Don't forget it. Okay. DDC stands for Desktop Delivery Controller. It's a core component in Citrix virtual apps and architecture. It is also responsible for mainly broker the user connections to virtual desktops and applications. So, what is the meaning of broker connections? Okay, let me explain. Once user enters his credentials, after he will log into their VDA, right? So, when he is trying to launch the application, in backend it will do broker user connections. Okay, I hope you will understand further. Just to remember up to here now. Let's see key responsibilities of delivery controller. Broker connection. The DDC is responsible for matching the user available virtual machines. This is called broker the connection. Suppose user enter the credentials and when he is trying to when he is trying to see his desktop, when he is click on his desktop, in backend DDC will communicate with the VDAs, which VDA is available for to communicate with the user. Like it will check and it will broker the session. Okay, how it will work? Let's see how it will work. When user click on the open the desktop or requested to the storefront the DDC, like when he enters the in credentials in storefront, after that he will go to the uh, he can see the app or desktop. Okay, when he clicks the app or desktop, DDC will query which mission catalog which mission catalog is available and whether it is whether the missions are registered or not for the available VTA. It will check the mission is pod or whether the VM is healthy or not. So once it will check that DDC all these things, it will select the best VDA. So it will select the best VDA and send the connection via ICA file to the storefront. Okay, now we have VM07 is available for the so and so user. So to connect between the one connection will be there, that is the ICA file. Okay, let's see one example. Suppose Ravi wants to the Windows 11 desktop. DDC checks the all port VDS in that catalog. Okay, what does it mean by DDC check the all port VDS in the catalog and broker the session video with which is available and healthy. So um, once a user wants to his desktop, DDC will check in pooled VDA. It's a pooled VDA in the sense of it's a server VDA. Okay, there are multiple missions will be there. So based on the availability, it will check and it will give the, for example, here the VM03 is available. So it is healthy and it's available. So it is going to give the DDC is going to give for us VM003. Okay, let's see now resource allocation. What does it mean by resource allocation? It means that when user click on any desktop, it will check. Okay, for this user, some SAP applications there, like some resources will be there. Okay, so how it will allocate the resources? Let's see. When a user log into the DDC, has to decide what desktop or app should I show to this user, which VDA should I serve to them. So DDC itself only it will check the which app should I show to the user and also which server should I give to the user. It will check itself only. So for that, three major lookups we need to see. What are those? First of all, Active Directory or user group membership. Okay, first user going to enter the credentials, right? Who is a user, username and password, domain, on what security group this user member having. What does it mean by security groups? Okay, security groups in the sense of like set of people will be there. For example, let's see, HR department, they're having HR related apps, right? So it will check the which domain, which user on a domain, and also it will check the which security group, because in that security group all people having the same like apps and everything. Okay, Citrix uses their based access desktops assigned AD group, not individual. Okay, it is saying that Citrix will give the only based on the group access only, like app or anything. It will give for the group, not for the individuals. Okay, got it my point. Let's take for an example for this user login, like Ravi. For example, your name is Ravi. You will log into the via storefront. DDC checks Ravi is a part of the Active Directory, so it will authenticate like Ravi dot hcl.com, Ravi at the rate hcl. So it will authenticate. Okay. Um, okay, Ravi having the credentials or not. Okay, once Ravi having the credentials, it will check the security group, which security group he is having the accesses. Okay, this group is assigned to the SAP finance and desktop, so he belongs to the HR, like that. It will check, then it will assign to the, okay, he's having the group security of HR or SAP finance desktop. So then first lookup completed. Second lookup, the Citrix site database. So SQL DB, also we can say that mission assignment and delivery group. Let's see. Once the DDC knows that Ravi is part of the group, Citrix group, I mean group of Citrix ad group, finance or something like HR, it will check the Citrix site database to find which delivery group is assigned to that group. Which delivery group are assigned to that group? Which processes are published those delivery groups? Okay, it will check once Ravi is part of so and so the group security group. Okay, for that security group, which delivery group it is going to check. After that, checking the delivery group, it's okay. It's delivery group two, like that. It, for example, I'm telling, but in production, it's not. It should be like that. Let's take an example. Okay, once we have find the security group, it will check which delivery group. After that, in that delivery group, what kind of apps are published, which processor and apps are described or published, those delivery groups, it will check. What are it meaning of? Let's see an example. For example, delivery group name is finance DJ. Okay, app is SAP finance tally. Desktop is finance Windows 10. Assigned to the Active Directory group of finance. Okay. So DDC knows Ravi should be C. So SAP finance app, tally app, finance 10 desktop. So when user enters the credential, it will those those credentials will be go to the security group. No, it will go to the Active Directory once authentication done. DDC, like based on their credentials and what, 1 minute, based on their credentials, and it will check the what kind of a security group. Okay, Active Directory will check the what kind of security group he having the uh, access. So once it will check that security group, which delivery group used to belongs that security group, this DDC will check. Once DDC that check this which DDC which delivery group, then the users will be going to the that particular users. That is the thing. That the thing you're saying. Let's see. Next on the registered VDA, how will load balancing. Again, Ravi has access finance to Windows desktop. Disney needs to check. For example, say everything is done now. Ravi having the so he's going to the he's he has some security group, and he's getting the VDA and also some apps. But still, one thing we should be make sure that VDC directory group currently available are the registered. If for DDC would say based on the load balancing, if no, it might be written the error like no resources available below of the free. What does it mean that when DDC will check whether VDA is available or not? No, why? For example, there are thousands of machines is there. All machines are registered and some machines are unregistered. So there is only one machine is available. So at that time it will check it is the VDI health is uh, good or not. It will check and it will give based on the load balancing. If 100 users are using that machines, then it will show to you no resources available or daily until one is free. It will show like to you like that. It's here one example is there. Finance DG has 10 VDAs. VDA to VDA 10. Okay, did you check that VDAs are registered and not in use? Okay, it will check all machines are registered or not. If it finds that VDA 07 is available and ideal, DD is assigned to the 07 drive for the session launch. Got it now? Yeah. Resource allocation. I think it's also resource allocation, right? Okay, here the simple meaning. Yeah, we should be look up three things in resource allocation, but also here it's a simple meaning. DDC decide where to assign folder dedicated desktop. Pool in the sense of there will be hundred of machines will be there. Dedicated desktop means that only one user like Ravi is there. He will connect it every time for the only one dedicated VM003 only. For pooled in that, the user will going to connect to different. One day he will connect to 003 mission. One day he is going to connect to 0014 mission. So that is the difference between pooled and desktop, dedicated desktop. Okay, how it works? Let's see how it works. Use a delivery group settings random static assign the machines. Okay, how the application will policies load balancing to pick the VM network. I think it's like it will check the whether the pooled or user wants to the pooled desktop or dedicated desktop. Once it will confirm that the based on their policies, so it will give to uh, the Ravi. For example, pooled random catalog. Ravi gets any free mission. For dedicated catalog, Anjali always gets the same assigned VM. So here there will be 1000 machines. In that, if we all will be free, then he will get. Otherwise, he has to get some few minutes like that. Then he will when the free mission gets, then he will he will he can do his session start. Mission registration. What does it mean by? So the DDC track the status of each virtual delivery agent mission, checking the registered. So what does it mean by all missions will be there in VDA, right? User going to connect for the VDA only. So when VDA is unregistered, how user is going to connect? It's not possible, right? So mission should be registration state. So how it works? A VDA registered with the DDA during the startup by sending the heartbeat every minute. Okay, it is saying that DDC always communicate with al- sorry, VDA registered with DDC during the startup by sending the, okay, DDC will send the heartbeat every few minutes. For example, you can say 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. It will always sending the one heartbeat, like VDA is registered or not. Okay, like once it is registered, then DDC update the registration status, registered, unregistered, or unknown, etc. So once if it is a registered state, then user going to the connect. If it is unregistered state, user not going. Maybe he is going to connect with for another VDA, right? Not a brokerization VM until he become the registered account. So example saying that VDA VM005 is powered off this is showing the unregistered state. We cannot broker the session this VM until the registration again. So what does it mean saying that the 005 is the unregistered state. So until it's become the registration station status, you cannot be connected to the VM005. It is saying that. Okay. Next power management. So let's take one simple analogy for that. Power management, nothing but it's automatically turn off or turn on the machines based on the rules or schedule or based on the user demands. It will, so by doing that, it will give to us optimized resources and reduce the cost effective. Example, let's take 100 users using VD pool desktop, but only 30 people are using those desktops. So 70 desktops are useless, right? So at that time, what Powerman allows to Citrix awesome name radar. Okay. So useless, right? So at that time it is automatically on or off based on the our demands or schedule. Okay. So for the process for that, we need to admin create the mission catalog using the mission creation service. There is a missions are hosted in a hypervisor like VMware. Once we create by using the MCS, we create the missions. We hold we host those oceans in the we based on the wait again I will tell you. We will create the mission catalog by using the mission creation service. Later, what we do is we will host the hypervisor like VMware, vCenter. Those missions we will host in hypervisor VMware hypervisor like VMware or vCenter or Citrix hypervisor or Azure. We will host those missions in that. Step 2 is in delivery group power management rules are configured like minimum number of missions to keep on boot, boot up the schedule like power on 30 VMs AM, shut down the idle after hours 8 p.m. So it means that we will give some rules like for 8 p.m. like 50 VM should be on, for 10 p.m. 8 sir sorry for 8 p.m. only 10 missions should be on, like that we will give based on the requirement of the client we will give. Okay. mm. DDC sends the power on the commands after scheduling the time and when you log on. DDC tells the whether to power on and required number of VMs. So once we schedule the in this particular time we should be on or off the missions, VM will going to, I mean hypervisor is going to uh, DDC tells the hypervisor to power on or require the VMs on based on the time. Once the VM is powered on, they are registered with the DDC and become ready to for the users. Like right now, like 8 p.m. they wants to only 30 VMs. Then it will check whether the all machines are registered or with the DDC or not. Okay, if it is registered, then users can ready to use those things. Power off the during the low usage. After hour, DDC check the idle or unused VMs. Okay, send the command to shut down them, reducing the cost. So, uh, when users are not using the unused VMs or idle machines, it will automatically go to the shutdown. Shutdown. It will go. The command will send the shutdown for reduce the cost. For example, we had a delivery group, 10 full desktops. We set the policies to power on 30 machines at 8 p.m. As more users logged in, users automatically powered on the more after 8 p.m. In idle, the disks were powered off to save the actual computer costs. Okay, got it? Yeah, I got it now. If I ask why power management is important, let's take why power management is important. To ensure that desktops are ready before the peak hours and help this save the cloud data cost to keep not unused machines are running all the day. So it makes sure that it will give cost effective for the company, man. That's it. Monitoring. What it means? What it means that TDC sends the session mission with the data Citrix director web console for monitoring the troubleshooting. Okay, how it works? DDC track the real-time session like simple, man. Monitoring the sense of DDC. Uh, DDC store the information. Sorry, right. Wait. DDC sends session mission and user data to the Citrix director. Okay, DDC sends the session and mission and user data to Citrix director. Yep. Okay, got it now. Okay, DDC sends the um, mission user data for the web console mission. How it works? DDC tracks the real-time session information, logon time, mission's name, and the app name. It will tracks everything, user sessions and logon time and mission name, app name, and everything. So it will send it to the Citrix director. So what Citrix director can use? So it will check the whether the slow login or admins uses the Citrix director to troubleshoot slow login failure or performance issues. For example, if a user reports slowness, you open the Citrix director, search the user sessions details, log on the during your session, profile load time, etc. Got it now? Yeah. License management. What it means? Okay, when user open the any app or any desktop, the license server license will check that whether these user having the correct valid license are available or user device is allowed or not. It will check, then license return to the session ends. That's it. Let's take one example. Virtual apps advanced license 100 users per license. When user logins in DDC, check the availability. If availability license is confirmed, if 100 users are logged in already, then one is denied. So what it means saying that uh, in a company 100 users only there, they took the only 100 licenses, but one user trying to log into the session. So at that time it's at that time it's denying the service. Okay. Hmm. Let's take everything now. Whatever you read, let's take one use case, step by step flow, how the DDC will work. Okay, this is main thing. I don't know you remembered everything or not, but once you uh, once you see this, you should be tell very well. That's it. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it. Mm. User wants to launch the virtual desktop via Citrix Workspace. Citrix. Okay. User pasted his URL in browser by the Citrix uh, storefront. Steps to login for the user log into the Citrix Workspace using the credentials. Okay. Once user enters the credentials, pass pass through the delivery controller, and delivery communicates with the Active Directory to authenticate whether the user having the corrected password and username. Once the Active Directory authenticates, it will send back to the DDC. Okay, DDC check the what desktop apps users what it will check the resources, what apps and desktops user having. Okay, um, once DDC check that those things, it will find the best suitable VDA for the machine. For example, it may select the pod on a Windows 10 old VM. Then mission registration. Also, it will check the DDC confirm whether the VM is registered or ready. After that, user's workspace uses the ICA file to directly connect with the video. Yeah. Okay. In user account, there will be workspace app, right? So the ICA file, it will direct to the connection to the video via IC and HDF protocol. Session starts. The session starts and user is now working on their virtual desktops. This is how everything works. Example of real life Citrix administrator. Okay, for example, user not able to launch the desktop. What you have to see? You have to see in Citrix Studio, go to the machine catalogs, check the machine is registered or not. Then delay groups, check the delay groups include user having the trouble. Also, you can see the Citrix director DDC receiving the heartbeat from the VDAs. Okay, if VDA is unregistered, you may register the desktop services, check the network firewall not blocking, and ensure that a DNS resolution time synchronization between VDA and DDC. These are things you need to check. Okay, delivery controller service installed, like some services also you need to see, like Citrix broker service and Citrix configuration service, the Citrix host service, Citrix mission creation service, and Citrix active identity. These are the when DDC goes down. This kind of services you need to check, right? It's very important. In Infosys, he asked when Citrix DDC is goes down, what kind of services you will check. So at that time you can say that Citrix broker service, Citrix configuration service, Citrix Citrix host service, MCS. Yeah, at least you remember like broker. You will say that I know the main broker engineering for that Citrix broker service and Citrix MCS and Citrix AD related services. You will check like that. Yeah, we will see next video. Like what is the for related any DDC interview questions. Let's see later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.